What's going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Series 10 collaboration showcase, and we're bringing back Ho-Oh on the channel, and along with Ho-Oh, we're bringing in Luigi. Luigi, thanks again for joining us here today. He's coming in all the way from Australia, so we've got quite the time difference here. Luigi, would you like to say hello to our viewers and talk to us a little bit about your VGC background?
Hey guys, yeah, thanks for having me, Clover. So my name's Luigi, like you mentioned, from Australia. I started playing VGC at the start of Sword and Shield, like a lot of people, started 2020. Most notable achievements would be I top come one of the Victory Road Winter Series, which was in Series 8, the previous restricted format.
Yep.
I was part of the Australian World Cup team, and also top cut or came second in the most recent Pokebros tourney, which is where I use this Ho-Oh team.
Yeah, and you can see we've got quite some interesting mons that we have yet to showcase on the channel. One being the Obstagoon, two being the
Yes, sir.
Gastrodon. It's been a while since you've seen Gastrodon back on the channel. And the third one is the Aegislash with the Power Anklet. And for those viewing the video, if you remember correctly, when we did the team building video with Ho-Oh, I did say that a Gastrodon and or an Aegislash would go well with Ho-Oh, and here it is. Someone has the same thinking, the same mindset as me. So you guys know how this goes. Luigi's going to call all the shots. I'm just going to click the buttons, make a couple of jokes here and there, and give live commentary. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into the ranked battles. He's got Kyurem with Tailwind and a Porygon. That's a cool team.
Okay, so probably not the Scarf Kyurem-White that's been running around.
Nope.
Based on that. So we know that Landorus is a threat.
But that also tells me that the Life Orb could it be either the Lando or the Kyurem, and any one of those could be Life Orb or Scarf.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this, and Gyro Ball from Aegislash looks amazing.
Does.
It does have a couple of threats to deal with, obviously, with Incin and the Landorus. Let's bring it in the back. So let's lead with Ho-Oh plus Rillaboom.
And if we get intimidated?
Oh no, actually let's bring Barricadax. You've convinced me. Let's bring it. Bring it on lead with
Ho-Oh?
Aegislash in the back.
Ho-Oh and Barricadax? Okay.
Yep. Aegislash in the back. And I think we bring the... So it's either Rilla or Tridosaur. So he probably has Freeze Dry, so I like Rillaboom slightly more.
Okay. Alright, we're locking in. We're bringing in the Obstagoon.
We're bringing in the Aegislash and the Barricadax.
Oh boy.
Time to shine.
Does he know what he does? Please, Lee Jensen.
Please.
We're doing this for the video. Please, Lee Jensen.
So a good reason why there's a defined user is that there it is. There it fucking is. So Incin, if you look at our team on paper, we've got Ho-Oh, we've got Aegislash, we've got Rillaboom. People want to bring Incin.
Yep.
This Obstagoon Oko's Incin with CC at +1.
I want to see it.
He's probably going to fake out that slot.
Oh.
But, you know.
Okay. Alright, the Porygon gets an attack boost. That's...
Yep.
If it has Foul Play, that's bad for Barricadax, by the way. But maybe not
That
too
is a
bad.
good point. So let's just switch out Ho-Oh here. It's not going to really do any damage, and we don't really want the burn here. Let's just go into Aegislash. They're probably going to set up Trick Room. This is Power Anklet, so it's going to be the slowest thing on the field. And let's go for the CC into Incin.
Alright, for the video, please don't click Fake Out. Don't click Fake Out on the Obstagoon. We need the footage. We need the content. We need the thumbnail.
We need the content.
We need the bait. He's thinking about it. Alright. Switch out Ho-Oh.
It should always be fake out into the Obstagoon here. But then we've got him in a really good pin here.
Damn it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Fair. Alright, there's the Trick Room. Alright. Can we show him the tech now? We got White Guard.
So
Now, does he have a fighting switch? Not?
He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah.
The question is, does he want to go to Flare Blitz into the Obstagoon, or does he want to go into the Aegislash? Who else did we bring in the back? It was Rilla, right?
Yep.
This Incin is a big problem. Let's go for King Shield on the Aegislash. We don't really have a better play.
Okay.
The other option would be Gyro into P2. And let's go for the CC into Incin.
Okay. So we are going to go for the King Shield off here. Alright. And he goes for the Thunderbolt. Beep! Alright. And he's actually faster.
No way, that's Brick Break.
Ooh.
And we live it!
Ooh!
Return KO!
Oh, Brick Break Incineroar.
Maybe there's the content.
The tech. Is that Avian? That did a lot. Oh my god. But we lived.
Something interesting about Obstagoon is that when you look at it, you think that it's frail. It's actually not. It's got. We'll look at it later, but its defensive stats are actually not that.
We died.
We did die to the Life Orb recall. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Oh yeah, we are
probably,
Life Orb.
you know,
Okay.
This man's got the tech, so let's go Ho-Oh here. There's no more Intimidate. Ho-Oh should just be able to sit on the field here. Biggest threat, like we mentioned, is Landorus. Okay,
the Rock Slide.
But, okay, let me just run a really quick calc. My Aegislash into Landorus. With Gyro does about 60%. So the double up should KO. I'm just nervous about the speed interactions here. He's running Landorus on a Trick Room team.
I think he's just out of place. I think we can just Gyro Ball and blast this thing. He could protect, but you know.
Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's go for the Gyro plus the
He does have Thunderbolt
Brave
on the P2, by the way. I do want you to know
okay,
that.
it's okay. Ho-Oh is really special.
Did you say
defensive. I'm
Brave
not
Bird?
worried about that. Brave Bird, yeah. I avoid risking the miss if it's not a steel type. Like if it's not super effective, then.
All right. So we are gonna change our stance, and he didn't protect. So this is gonna do some damage here. It actually almost one-shot it. All right. Ho-Oh lives because Ho-Oh is a monster, and there is the Brave
There
Bird.
we go. Like you said, it's not. I was nervous about some kind of like really slow, janky speed interaction with Landorus. Like maybe he's running Iron Ball or a Power Anklet like us.
He's just in a bad spot. Yep.
Very bad spot, and we are seeing.
There's the Kyurem. So I'm thinking if he didn't protect, maybe either he's just not good or he had Scarf on that, and this is the thing with the Life Orb.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure Aegislash should just one-shot with Gyro. So I'm considering just going for King Shield to cover for a Protect here. I think we can double Protect pretty safely. This scouts for Protect, and then we're in a good spot. Just check the amount of turns of Trick Room for me.
We have 2.
2 turns?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't think we can afford to go for the Protect read then, because we want Trick Room up. So just go for the Gyro plus the Brave Bird.
All right, we'll keep it obvious here. Let's see what he does. Yep, no Protect. Gyro Ball. Beep.
And we are seeing the boys put in work, and this is why they're on the team. You know, these Mons are less loved, but they can put in work. And the Power Anklet on Aegislash really does patch up the Trick Room matchup a little bit. As you notice, there isn't much speed control on the team, but yeah, Gastrodon and Aegislash can put in work on the TR.
All right, well, I think we just do.
And then we're just looking at it. Now we're just going for double Protect here. Oh, actually, no,
we have
can
one
go
more turn
for...
of Trick Room.
Yes, so the main reason I like going for King Shield on every second turn is because you really want the stance change to stop the damage coming through, but he really didn't do much damage, so let's just go for Gyro plus Brave Bird. This guy can't do anything, he'll probably just FF.
Yes, click the forfeit button! He didn't click it. Alright.
That's alright.
So we'll do it the hard way. We get a crit! That did nothing, by the way.
That was crit damage? That did nothing, yeah.
Alright.
This man's going for Protect. That's okay, so what we'll do here is we'll be pivoting the Aegislash out into the... We brought Rilla, right? Pretty sure we did.
We did. Yes.
So we'll go Rilla, and then go for the recover of our own. And then we've got Fake Out.
Alright. Very simple here.
So I don't think I've lost a single stally kind of recover endgame with this team, because you've got obviously double recovery plus regenerator. there's a little bit anti-synergy with the team in the sense that Ho and Zapdos can't actually get the Grassy Terrain recovery, but Gastro and Rilla can still use it quite well, as well as Aegislash, actually.
Yeah, this is gonna work out fine. It's a 3-on-1. I don't know how he beats this.
No chance.
Yeah, I mean he just click recover, so.
Yep, we can do that too, buddy.
Now, I would love Woodhammer on this, but we don't have it. But we do have Grassy Glide.
Okay. So what I would just go for here, the safest play is Fake Out plus Sacred Fire. You look for the burn here as residual. This is just the safest way to close out the end game. And then we just follow it up with Drum Beatings.
Alright, and we do connect on the Sacred Fire. Does some damage. No burn.
That's okay. So we go for Drum Beating, and there is an argument to go for Brave Birds because you could eventually just win the war that way, but War of Attrition says that you should just go for Drum Beating plus Sacred Fire. You really want to fish for that burn. Yeah, you're risking the chance of missing, but it's not a massive chance to miss.
We're like, it's like 90% or 80%. There it is. Alright, so here's the Drum Beating. Stab! Grass damage.
Might kill from this range.
Almost.
No. Okay. My calcs are off.
Ice Beam!
Ice Beam T-Bolt. You don't really see that set too much anymore.
Yeah, that's a Dynamax set.
Yeah, you would you'd normally be expecting like Shadow Ball Tri-Attack. I think that's probably the best variant, or Foul Play +1.
Alright, well...
And then yeah, it's just Drum Beating plus now you go for the Brave Bird.
Yeah, we can't miss now.
And that seals it up.
Alright, GG's to our opponent, but he lets us pick up the kill. Oh, never mind, he just click cancel.
Okay.
We'll take that too. Alright. Giratina-O with Metagross. I haven't seen Metagross yet.
Our comp, we actually have a really favorable matchup here. Aegislash plus Obstagoon. Into these ghost types, like, it's mainly designed around covering your Calyrex matchup and your Lunala one, but they're both quite good here. Their biggest answers are Milotic and Arcanine. Ho-Oh does pretty good chip damage into both of them. So I like Ho-Oh on lead plus Obstagoon. Let's give that a go. Let's bring Aegislash in the back.
Okay.
Actually, he will have Shadow Sneak as well. That's something to consider.
He does. Shadow Sneak.
So maybe it's not great. Let's not bring Aegislash.
Okay.
Let's go Zapdos. It covers Milo and Rillaboom.
Okay.
And Whims. And then the last slot, Rillaboom is okay. It's not great. The Gastrodon looks pretty hot. Let's go Gastro. He does have double grass. Do we need Fake Out? We can't Fake Out the Legendary, so I'm leaning towards Gastro. Let's go that.
Okay. Alright. Red with 2Ds. So no Rillaboom for the Milotic. We do have a Zapdos. We do have a Gastrodon. So hopefully that can help. Metagross is an interesting one. He's going with Dragon Fairy, Steel, Fire, Water, Grass. I respect it. He's got double cores. The Arcanine is an interesting choice.
Yeah, so this is the kind of archetype where the Ho-Oh team should excel in these slower pace matchups that want to play pivoting and recovery. You should win them out. And you already know what you're witnessing. However, the Whims next to the Arcanine is kind of annoying. Moonblast. Let me just check.
Alright.
It's not a KO actually. So
we do get Defiant. Alright. Moonblast plus Flare Blitz doesn't KO Barricadax?
It does. The Flare Blitz would.
Oh, okay.
So let's just, I think our safest play is just to go for Brave Bird into the Whimsicott.
Okay.
Plus Obstruct. There's not really a punish to this at all.
Alright. So we are -1, but we'll see.
We know that he has a potential Milo switch in. He probably brought the Fire Water Grass, so Brave Bird just covers for that. You're avoiding the mischance, obviously.
Alright, so let's see if we can bait a Flare Blitz into the Obstagoon. We are going to click our Obstruct. There is the Tailwind. Okay, Arcanine, what do you do? Don't be Wild Charge. It's Snarl. He was going to give it to us again.
He was, man.
Dang.
And now he's got the Moonblast, but he isn't showing...
Throat Spray? Oh, the tag!
So that means that it's Heat Wave, right? Heat Wave
yes.
style.
Oh boy. The tech. Rocky Helmet? Ow!
Listen, man. Okay. What have we got in the back?
We've got Zapdos and Gastrodon.
Let's go for... I'm tossing up between Recover and Sacred Fire into the Whims.
Okay.
I like Sacred Fire. We're still going to get some decent recovery from Regenerator. And
We have
I
10
don't want to
seconds.
switch out the Obstagoon, but
Okay.
let's go for the knockoff into the Arcanine. He has a chance of missing Heat Wave here, and Moonblast is not a guaranteed KO.
He snarled! He doesn't know! Unless he Moonblasts.
Well, I don't think Moonblast does 96 max, 96%.
Why is the Arcanine
So, yeah.
faster?
Yeah, I know, this is weird. He has to high roll.
Uh-oh, there's the Moonblast.
We
Live!
live.
Live! We live! Get the
It's
drop!
a bulky win.
He got the drop!
No way.
+3
So-
Obstagoon!
This knockoff is just going to send Arcanine back to the dog kennel. There it is, man.
Oh boy, and
You love to see it.
Sacred Fire into the Rocky Helmet Whimsicott. Oh boy.
So already thinking ahead. Next turn, we didn't bring Rillaboom actually. I was thinking that
we didn't.
Rillaboom into an Obstruct would have been pretty good.
Yep.
I really want to get Regenerator off on the Ho-Oh here.
Yes. So he brings in his Rillaboom, and there's his Milotic. Okay.
So this is another team that didn't bring their Restricted,
Yeah, I guess
which
not.
is very interesting.
Okay. That works
So
for
we
us.
basically just want to stall out Tailwind here, and then Obstagoon will do a lot of work. How many turns are there? Still 2 turns, right?
Yep.
Tailwinds?
Yep.
Okay, so I like
a potential Zapdos switch in here.
Zapdos switch plus Obstruct.
Yep. We do have to remove the Rillaboom, and then Gastrodon can even end the game for us if we want. Or we could do
Yes,
the other way
100%.
around.
No, I like that approach. Rillaboom is definitely the priority target here.
Okay.
Ho-Oh will beat Milotic in a 1v1. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Okay. So we are going to upshot. He goes for the Wood Hammer. Uh-oh!
So we just don't want to see Coil here.
And he goes for the Scald. Ooh.
Okay.
Alright, we'll take that. Does get a burn, though.
That's alright. So now we just go Protect plus switch into Ho-Oh here.
Okay.
Sorry, Detect plus switch into Ho-Oh. We're just trying to stall out Tailwind here.
That's
And
totally
then we
fine.
need to go after this into Ho-Oh.
Alright.
And then we're literally just doubling the Rillaboom the next turn, and then we've got a potential 4v1 endgame into Milotic. But even Ho, like I mentioned, we'll win that 1v1. So the main reason that, and we can talk about it a little bit later, the main reason I designed this team is because Zacian was like, the statistics were through the roof. Like even when I was playing World Cup, like Zacian's statistics, it's got like 5 times the pick rate of every other restricted.
Yes.
Ho-Oh, a lot of the time they won't bring Zacian, and while a lot of their cores tend to be pretty good, especially Urshifu Rapid-Strike, this team is designed to beat Urshifu Rapid-Strike, so if this is now the second person who hasn't brought their Zacian.
Makes sense. So
let's just go,
go
for
for
the
it.
Hurricane plus the Brave Bird.
Hurricane.
Oh no, so Brave Bird is a guaranteed KO actually, so go for Thunderbolt plus Brave Bird. That'll cover for any defensive investment. No, sorry, on the Rillaboom.
You want
So
to
go for
Thunderbolt the
Thunderbolt.
Rillaboom. Okay.
I want to Thunderbolt the Rillaboom and Brave
Brave-
Bird the Rillaboom.
Okay.
This is to cover them. Their Whimsicott was defensively invested, so I just want to cover for any weird spread here. Brave Bird on Brave Bird on Ho will always kill the normal Rillaboom. But this covers for any janky. And that is speedy Rillaboom, by the way.
Yeah, it is. But we do get static, and he's going to take some Rocky Helmet chip. So this 100% kills him now.
Yeah. So in that scenario, obviously Thunderbolt into Milo would have been way better. The amount of recoil damage. So this actually means we take less recoil, which is kind of interesting.
My worry now is Okay, I think we live this, right? Tell me we live this.
Yeah, it'll do maybe 60% of what we have left. Okay, it's a little bit more. So it looks like
Just
so now we go Bricadax.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what is
and
the
then
reasoning?
we go for knockoff. Yeah, and then we go for knockoff and switch into Gastro.
Oh, okay. Ah, you're baiting it. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And even if he focuses that slot, it's okay. Obstagoon goes down and knocks off whatever the item is, and then we bring in Ho-Oh, has Regenerator, and then we go for Recover and we win.
Safe play, safe play. I agree with it. Yeah, like the Zacian core teams, like they'll have yes, Water Urshifu, Landorus-I, Regieleki, all things that'll do well against Ho-Oh. But you just need to build the team to beat those things, and you're fine.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Did we bait the Scald? Oh, that did a lot.
Like, look at that damage, man. It's the power. The power.
We did. All right. Well, now we can say GG. Barricadax coming in clutch these couple of battles.
Mm-hmm.
AKA.
He does that. He does that. And so close combat is actually a higher base power after the item's removed, so you just go for that.
All right, there it is. Give Obstagoon KO. Darn it, he didn't give it to it. All right, GG's. Okay, we got Linda with the SirFetch'd and a Yveltal. Did you calc for SirFetch'd? And a Meowstic and a Darmanitan?
I maybe didn't take SirFetch'd into my calcs or Darmanitan, but that's alright. We'll figure it out as we go. So, interestingly, Yveltal is actually one of the worst matchups for this team, mostly because we play like quite defensive and we rely on kind of roost, recovery, and pivoting. And Yveltal does the same thing. It just sits on the field and does damage and recovers up. So looking at this, we want to focus the partners and try and remove them. Ho-Oh on lead looks pretty good. The biggest threat's going to be Darmanitan with Rock Slide. So
that's okay.
We don't really need Obstagoon. Barricadax will probably sit on the bench here. There's no way we can get Defiant. So let's go Ho-Oh lead, and then we want to try and cover for Darm as well. So we can go with Gastrodon next to it. And then Rillaboom does not look amazing.
No, it doesn't.
We definitely want Zapdos, and then the fourth.
I think
none of these are actually that good. Shadow Sneak Gyro Ball is okay, but maybe we want Fake Out as well. Yeah, let's just go Rillaboom for Fake Out. I can't really see any other options, so we'll just roll with that.
Okay. Alright, we're going to lock in here before we run out of time. So, SirFetch'd, Meowstic, Darmanitan, and Sylveon. Okay. What a squad.
Maybe this is the tech team, so we could be careful here.
Alright, well, their name is lowercase letter, so this is definitely some degenerate text that we're going to come across here. Look at those pants! Oh my god! Alright, I can't read any of those names. It is going to be the Meowstic and the Darmanitan.
Okay, so we expect a Darm lead, so that kind of makes sense. They generally do carry Rock Slide, and it's probably Band or Scarf. So what I'd be leaning towards here is just a safe play, just go Protect and Earth Power into Darm, and we'll see what they want to do. They may just fake out the Gastro with Meowstic, but let's go for this turn one and we'll reassess after that.
Okay. If he switches Yveltal, oh well.
That's okay.
Yep. Alright. Is it going to be screens? Is it going to be skill swap? Let's find out. We're going to protect the Ho-Oh first, just to scout any Rock Slide shenanigans. There's the fake out into the Ho-Oh slot. Alright.
Okay.
And there is the Rock Slide like you called.
Okay, very nice.
Alright, now I would love to not get flinched.
Yes, please.
We don't get flinched.
It shouldn't Oko, I don't think.
Oh, it does.
Never mind, I tricked you, bro.
Gastrodon with some, he took his vitamins today.
He did.
Alright. Well, threat number one out of the way. It is now the Bacon Bird.
Okay. So, biggest threat here is foul play from Yveltal, so I am happy just doubling into the Meowstic here. Ideally with these kind of like slower paced matchups, like Giratina, Yveltal, Lunala, a lot of the time you kind of want to be focusing down the partners, so let's just double into Meowstic.
I agree here. Do you want a Sacred Fire?
I would probably in this position. So can you just show me what they have, what other mons they have?
Sure. We have 15 seconds.
I'm okay with Brave Bird here.
Okay.
I just want to avoid the chance of missing.
Sure.
So let's just go Brave Bird, Earth Power, yeah.
Okay. All right. Meowstic, what are we doing? Thunder Wave! Okay. Alright. The Yveltal will likely go next. There is the Oblivion Wing. That's fine. He's already at full.
Yeah, that's good to see, actually. Foul play would have been much worse. That'll get Citrus as well.
Okay. So that's still fine for us. Gastrodon will recover its health back. And now Ho-Oh does get paralyzed, unfortunately.
That's okay.
So here comes one Earth Power. We'll chip it a little bit. Alright. Oh, is that... Yeah, it is. Okay, eject button.
Eject button. Okay.
Alright, what are we bringing out here? So now we will know his full team. Could this have been the Ferrothorn? Oh, it's the Sylveon. Okay.
That's pretty good for us, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would just want to go for a double protect here, mostly because I'm nervous of Sylveon going for a protect. So let's just scout. There's not really a punish here, so let's just go for that. If we get paralyzed, so be it, but we would have got paralyzed anyway, so.
So you want to protect both slots here, huh?
Both slots, yep.
Okay.
Because we want to double the Sylveon, that would be our ideal scenario. That's our only real approach here. And the only way we lose to that is if they were to go for protect on Sylveon. So go for the double protect here and then look to double the slot next turn.
Alright. Well, unfortunately, there was no protect on the Sylveon side. It was just a straight up Hyper Voice. So
That's okay, cool.
Alright.
Awesome, and we'll just go for the same play again. So Brave Bird into the Sylveon.
Alright.
Plus Earth Power.
Alright, and now we know his full team, so there is no flying pivot. Anything of the sort. There is a Snarl coming out, so that will neuter the Gash. Ooh, that did quite a bit of damage. I would love to not get pair here. I think this can still KO here. There is a Hyper Voice. Gastrodon does live. Alright. It is Throat Spray, so I would really much appreciate if this would kill. Unfortunately, we do get a second turn of paralysis. There is another Earth Power. Again, more chip. But Ho-Oh can't quite catch a break here.
Okay, so let's go for the Brave Bird. Actually, let's go for the... What I'm thinking, actually, let's go for Protect and sack Gastro. So go for Protect and clear Smolk.
Okay.
And then we can bring in the Rillaboom on the following turn, fake out Yveltal.
Fair. Alright, there is yet again another Snarl. This will 100% kill the Gastrodon here, so we'll get that free swap like you want.
Yeah, this is an interesting match because normally this team would be doing a lot of like pivoting, but they don't really have any good switches, so we've actually got a fair bit of offensive.
Yeah, we just need Ho to click an attack.
Exactly.
Alright, so grassy terrain coming out from the Rillaboom. We do have the fake out pressure on the field, and looks like the plan is to fake out the Yveltal at least this turn and deal some damage with the Brave Bird.
Yep, let's go into the Sylveon.
Okay. Oh, we have drum beating. Okay, speed control.
That's it.
Alright, here we go. Now the Sylveon protects.
Okay.
So he had protect the entire time. So he'll burn our fake out turn. Does some damage there. And the one turn we don't get paralyzed, he protected.
Yeah, I'm okay going with that play. Like, the opponent has shown that they don't really want to click protect, so they may not have it. So on the third turn, I'm okay with like not reading the protect, but at least we know that they have it now. Okay, so now we want to go for Brave Bird into Sylveon.
For the 5th time.
And then let's look to pivot into the Zapdos, not U-turn, because the Yveltal will almost definitely be faster, so we'll hard switch into Zapdos. Yeah.
Alright, it's time to finally bring in our own Burb. We have 2 Burbs, actually.
3 Burbs on the field. No, there's going to be 3 big Burbs on the field. 3 legendary Burbs. This happened in actually the Nito Pokebros tourney as well. It's pretty cool to see.
Alright, so there is the Oblivion Wing. Again, more chip damage. There is some on the Zapdos. Not very effective. Can Ho-Oh finally click a move? We'll see after the Sylveon Hyper Voice here. There it is. How much damage is this going to do?
Zapdos, so unfortunately.
Yikes. We do connect on the Brave Bird. At long last, Ho-Oh finally gets to click an attack. All right.
Okay, let's go for... So he may read the Zapdos Protect here. That's the main thing I'm nervous of.
Let's see. We do have a Rillaboom.
So we have a couple of options, yeah. So we can go for Recover on the Ho-Oh.
I don't think we live, but we can try.
I'm just thinking that he's gonna... yeah, he's probably gonna focus that slot, isn't he?
We have 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're in a pretty bad spot. Let's go for Recover and Recover and Roost. So at least we recover on one of the slots here.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna try Ho-Oh getting parried 2 turns really hurt. Oh, he reads the Protect now. Okay, that's very interesting. He could have killed us. Alright, so at least the Zapdos will get back to full.
And this is what this team does best. If you can read a Protect or a Switch, being able to recover on the turn, on a passive turn, will just basically seal up the game for you. We just need to get through the paralysis, yeah?
Alright, Ho-Oh, please recover. Okay, there it is. So we get some HP back. So Ho-Oh looks like it can live at least one more turn. Are you thinking protect Zapdos and then Brave Bird?
Yes, I think that's our best option.
Alright.
We just need to get through the paralysis, yeah?
Okay. So we're gonna show him Detect now. And let's see. Can we get rid of this darn Sylveon and get through paralysis? There is the Snarl. Not gonna do too much though because we actually dodge.
Oh, okay.
That's quite big. All right, we'll live this, and now we just need to get through it, and we do. All right.
Okay, very nice.
So Sylveon does go down, and now he just has a Meowstic with Thunder Wave spam.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna go for the Fake Out on this first turn.
Alrighty.
So I think the safest play here is to go for Protect on Ho and switch into Rillaboom. We want to reset this special attack drop on the Zapdos.
Okay, the only thing I will tell you is there's one turn of Grassy Turn and we won't have Grassy Glide.
Yeah, that's okay, because I'll probably end up U-turning on one of the following turns, or just hard switching out Rillaboom. I just really want to reset this special attack drop.
Okay.
We'll go for this. He's probably going to Fake Out into the Ho-Oh and just go for Snarl again.
Alright.
I don't really... The opponent hasn't gone for a read yet, so I wouldn't expect them to go for an Oblivion Wing.
Let's see it. There's the Fake Out. He fakes out the Rillaboom slot.
Okay.
And there's a Snarl. We could have got some grassy chip damage there. Oh, that's so much damage for a Snarl, thanks to Dark Recovery stuff. Alright, well, we have Fake Out back on our side.
We do. So there's two options that we have here. Well, there's actually three. You can recover Ho-Oh, you can switch Ho-Oh into Zapdos and Fake Out Yveltal, or you can focus the Meowstic slot. So they're all decent options, and Paralysis makes for some interesting variants. What do I like the most? So if we hard switch Ho-Oh here, it's actually guaranteed recovery with Regenerator. I quite like it. There's not really a punish. So let's just go into Zapdos here and Fake Out Yveltal.
Okay. So we won't let the Oblivion Wing go off this turn. We'll get our Electric type in to hopefully do some damage on the Yveltal eventually. There is the Protect. Okay, so he's not AV. So that we know.
That's good to know, actually, because Zapdos will do good damage.
Alright, so then what does this Meowstic go for? Thunder Wave again. This time on the Rillaboom slot. Okay. Very interesting.
Okay, so what we do here is we go for T-Bolt into the let's finally focus down the Yveltal.
Okay.
You wouldn't, if it was a Solverse, you would probably be focusing down the Meowstic here. So we go for T-Bolt here and we actually hard switch into Ho-Oh. Zapdos is probably going to go down this turn, then we reset the Fake Out, and then we're in a really good position. We'll have two pretty healthy Mons. Ho-Oh shouldn't take too much on this turn, and we should be able to close out the match from there.
Alright. All about pivot. There it is. Finally, the skill swap.
Okay, so removing static and giving us prankster, right?
All right, that's fine by
So we
me.
got prankster roost now, by the way.
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me. All right, there's the Thunderbolt on the Yveltal. It does live.
Yeah, well, that's good damage.
All right, and there is the Snarl.
Does that should drop, I think?
Nope.
Okay. Huge.
Prankster Roost.
Prankster roost, baby. Let's go.
Now, he does have Protect. We know that.
Yep, so let's go for roost plus recover here.
Oh, boy.
And there are a lot of positions, like a lot of games, especially in games, where this is what you will be clicking. You'll be clicking roost plus recover with Zapdos next to Ho-Oh, and this is exactly what the team wants to do.
Very interesting. Well, now he swaps that, and he takes Regenerator, and we get Static.
Okay.
Alright, I mean, sure. Alright, there's the Oblivion Wing. So he didn't protect Ho-Oh, by the way. I mean, he didn't protect the Yveltal. So he does get a little bit of recovery. But now we get recover. Alright, so Ho-Oh's still staying on the field.
Yep, and we're looking at two nearly full health birds here. So we just go T-Bolt into Yveltal.
Okay.
And Brave Bird into Meowstic.
Alright. Does he protect this turn? Nope, he just cancels the battle.
There we go, fair enough.
Alright.
Prankster Roost is pretty scary, I understand.
We'll take it. Alright, folks, now we're back into the Pokepaste section of the video. So, we had a lot of fun with Obstagoon. Our opponents weren't prepared for it. So, let's start with Ho-Oh. So, Luigi, when you chose Ho-Oh, how did you build the rest of the team?
Yeah, so I think a good spot to start is like, why even choosing Ho-Oh in the first place, right?
Yep.
There is kind of a consensus that Ho-Oh is a pretty bad restricted, and it definitely has a lot of weaknesses. I would say the main problem with Ho-Oh is that you're kind of forced into certain team building directions. If you're running Ho-Oh, 99% of the time you need Gastrodon. If you don't have Gastrodon on a Ho-Oh team, it's probably a bad Ho-Oh team. And then you're kind of forced to go Rillaboom or Amoonguss as well. You really need to try and cover your Urshifu Rapid-Strike and your Kyogre matchup. If you can't cover those, then you're basically not going to have any success in a tournament format because you're going to run into like those mons semi-frequently. So Ho-Oh in itself, outside of those team building restrictions, is really good into the metagame if you think about it. Zacian is the most common restricted. Zacian cannot touch it at all, even though they've swapped like going substitute into Play Rough. Play Rough is still not hitting Ho-Oh. It also beats Xerneas. Xerneas cannot touch it. Ho has some of the highest special defense in the game. It'll wall it for days. You've got recover as well. Calyrex, it takes 3 Astral Barrages to KO with Life Orb to KO this Ho. The special defense is insane. You get Regenerator, so you can play a slow game. The meta is revolved primarily around slow pivoting and repositioning, and Regenerator and Recover and Roost, and these moves are so good in the format with Grassy Terrain and these kind of things. So that's why you want to use Ho. It also beats Rillaboom. Rillaboom can't touch it. It beats Urshifu in the right position next to Gastrodon. Urshifu can't touch it at all. Landorus-I, if they don't have a rock move, if they're going to sub variant, then you're in a really good position there as well. So it has really good matchups across the board. Yes, you're restricted in the team building, and so I knew that, you know, I want a good Ho-Oh team. I don't want a bad one, so I'm going to put Gastro on there. Like I mentioned, that's for Kyogre, that's for Urshifu Rapid-Strike. Ice Beam is to cover the Landoruses when the Landorus Incarnates when they have a rock move. Also to cover for Landorus Therian, but it's not used as much anymore. Rillaboom is also to help that Kyogre matchup. It's obviously a really good one in general. I don't really need to say too much about that in general. Grassy Terrain, it has a little bit of anti-synergy because you're running 2 flying types, so they're not getting the recovery. But Aegislash, Rillaboom, and Gastrodon, they all benefit from that quite decently, and Obstagoon to some degree as well. Even with those 3, I knew that I needed to fix my Zacian and common partner matchups a little bit further. So Zapdos is there to beat Zacian as well. It's there as another answer into Urshifu Rapid-Strike. It beats Rillaboom as well. You really just, it's it's mostly designed as kind of it's kind of the glue of the team. In a lot of the matchups, it's going to be a really good bring. And something that this team does really well is because you're playing a slower game, the Mons have really good coverage, which makes it really hard to actually switch into them. So if you're a player that really likes to take advantage of your opponent going for a switch, like Fire plus Brave Bird, so Sacred Fire plus Brave Bird, if you're say you're versing a Kyogre team and they have Ferrothorn on the field, they're under threat from your Sacred Fire, they want to switch into Kyogre.
Yep.
Well, okay, you can actually go for Brave Bird in that slot. And you'll notice like Zapdos can do that really well. Gastrodon with Ice Beam and Earth Power does that really well. You've got U-turned on their Rillaboom to go for similar reads. And so this team does a really good job at actually covering switches with the coverage moves that they have. Zapdos and Ho-Oh with Roost and Recover, a lot of the end games, especially the slower end games, are just won by clicking Roost and Recover and switching with Regenerator. There was this one matchup that actually went to time in my tournament where I had Ho-Oh plus Zapdos into Thundurus, Prankster Thundurus with Eerie Impulse. So Ho-Oh dropped, and then the Thundurus just started spamming Eerie Impulse on the Zapdos, and I just clicked Roost to time. Like that was literally it. And so there are a couple of end games that will just end in that kind of fashion. And then, okay, let's talk about some of the more interesting pieces here. People want to know, why is Obstagoon and why is Aegislash on the team? These Mons, so one of the biggest threats to this team is Lunala and the other form of Lunala, the Necrozma variant, because Power Herb Meteor Beam actually does a lot of work into this team so far. If you take out Aegislash and Obstagoon, Power Herb Meteor Beam Lunala just tears house. I wanted two answers, mostly because I knew that I wanted a Defiant user for one, and Calyrex Shadow does pretty good into my team as well as the Lunala. So the Obstagoon piece was there because I knew that, okay, one of the biggest weaknesses that Ho-Oh has is Incineroar, and the only Incineroar answer that I have so far is Gastrodon. Why Obstagoon? So Obstagoon's competing with two other Defiant users, really. You've got Zapdos, Galar, and you've also got Bishop. So Bishop, the main reason you want Obstagoon over Bishop is Bishop has quite a low speed, and is also weak to a lot more common moves in the format, like Fighting and Ground and Fire. They're super common. Obstagoon obviously has the Fighting weakness, but it also keyly has access to Obstruct. And this move in a Fake Out format is
very good.
I kid you not, this is one of the best moves in the game. This move is insane. So for people who don't know, this move, when you get hit by a contact move, as you click, so Obstruct is just Protect, but if you get hit by a contact move, it reduces their defense not by one stage, but by 2 stages. So it's a -2 drop. So you can potentially get in a position where Obstagoon actually gets to +3 in theory, because you're getting an Intimidate boost, plus you're giving them a -2 boost. So Obstruct was one of the main reasons I wanted to use Obstagoon, and a very interesting calc is that Obstagoon at +1 with Close Combat OHKOs all Incineroars, even the defensive ones. So this is a really key. So you're basically pinning your opponent, even assuming, like in low ladder, they're not even going to know what Obstruct does. They're going to get a -2. In a tournament setting where you're versing really good opponents, you're kind of pinning them where they need to fake out your Obstagoon, because you will KO in return with Close Combat, and so you're going to get a -2 drop somewhere, and then you can get reads from there. So Zapdos is definitely a really good Defiant mon, but having access to knockoff I found was super important. Knocking off items and having a stab move that's either going to be a +1 or they're going to be at -2. The damage on this thing is absolutely absurd. The Gunk Shot is primarily to cover for Xerneas and Rillabooms as well. A calc that kind of annoyed me, which a lot of people should understand about Obstagoon, with Life Orb, Rillaboom at -2, if they fake out your Obstagoon, a knockoff's only a tiny chance to KO, which seems kind of ridiculous. Rillaboom's just super bulky. Yeah, so knockoff is like a 15% chance to OHKO when the Rillaboom's at -2. Don't let that calc dissuade you. Obstagoon is still a monster. It carries most of my matches, but that's why Gunk Shot is there. If you can't get chip on the Rillaboom, just go for the Gunk Shot. You have a better chance of you actually have a better chance of KOing with Gunk Shot than with knockoff during the miss percentage.
I see.
So And yeah, Obstagoon over Zapdos because you really want a Calyrex and a Lunala matchup. And while you can go Zapdos with Throat Chop to try and answer Calyrex, I ran into two problems. One is that I didn't want to be restricted into going Scarf. And also two, I found that the Cantonian version of Zapdos is really important on this team. I didn't want to swap that piece. So that's why to use Obstagoon. And then Aegislash is your Xerneas answer. So the item is obviously really interesting. People are like, okay, why are you running Power Weight? That's because Power Weight, Gyro Ball, Brave, Zero Speed Investment, Oko's all Xerneas. That's it. That's the main reason to run this. It'll do a lot of damage into a lot of other mons in the format. And Shadow Sneak is a guaranteed KO into Calyrex Shadow. And it also is a two-shot into Lunala.
Is that item... Is that item... I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that item different than Power Anklet?
They're all the same. So all the power items, for people who don't know, they all do the same thing. They all halve your speed. And yeah, this one is super, super good. It basically guarantees you a win into the Lunala, the Calyrex, and the Xerneas matchups. Something interesting is that, and we might touch on it a little bit soon, is that Obstagoon Aegislash into a Xerneas team is actually a really strong lead, especially with the variants within DD. You just go Obstagoon Aegislash, Knockoff always kills all Indeedis, and then you just Gyro Ball the Xerneas. So Xerneas matchups are so easy with this team. If you hate Xerneas, run this team every day. And then the last two moves, King Shield, like Obstruct, we're talking like this is Protect, but on another level. This move is so strong, and Guard's there to cover for Rock Slide spam on Ho-Oh and Zapdos.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. Yeah, Aegislash and Gastrodon really, really help a whole team in general. So I really like those picks. Would you mind going into the EV spreads now? Let's start with the Ho-Oh. What are these calcs for?
Yes, so the Ho-Oh calcs, the one that I knew that I wanted to hit was that Ho-Oh needs to outspeed Rillaboom, and it needs to KO with one of its moves. So I knew that I wanted my Ho-Oh to be this bulky mon that deals with pivoting quite well and plays the slow game. So I knew I wanted it to be quite bulky. The Brave Bird, so this attack investment kills every Rillaboom with Brave Bird, and it outspeeds almost all Rillaboom, and it should outspeed all Serena as well. So outside of that, the rest of the stats really just went into bulk. 252 HP, 36 special defense with Careful. That's where you get your 3-hit KO from Calyrex Astral Barrage with Life Orb, which is obviously an insane calc to have.
Nice.
And yeah, the rest is pretty straightforward. Safety goggles, because you're playing the slower game, you really want to make sure that you have an Amoonguss answer. Ho-Oh is naturally just an Amoonguss answer, and so you don't want it to just get spored, because they're probably going to have, there's some variants because they can run Okka or Cobra, right? So this just removes that. Okay, I can just click moves, I can focus the Amoonguss, I can read it protecting without getting having a fear of getting put to sleep, and so I think that the item is almost undebatable. You have to go safety goggles, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The Zapdos, you are a Rocky Helmet bulky, but you are timid max speed, and I didn't expect that one. I thought usually these Zapdos would be slower and even more bulkier, so can you explain this one?
Yeah, so I knew that, and I will mention, this is probably the most flexible piece on the team. There's two reasons why so basically this special attack investment, I knew that I wanted to, when I was building this team, Urshifu Rapid-Strikes were swapping from that really bulky variant back to Focus Sash, because if you remember at the start of the format, there was that, I forget, it's like 140,
yep. Almost max speed,
252, yeah, like 252 special defense. That was kind of tearing havoc, and then there was a phase where people started swapping to Focus Sash because people weren't playing around it, and there was also that Scarf variant as well. So I knew that I wanted to Oko those Urshifus, so that's where I started with my special attack.
Okay.
The biggest weakness of this team is Kyogre, so you're basically really limited in the way you have to go with the speed, because you need to outspeed to mid-max speed Kyogre with this. Thunderbolt is like reducing the water spout damage on turn 1 and being faster if they don't have Tailwind is really essential. And something that I find with this team is that you'll notice that there's no speed control on the team outside of Rillaboom. And as such, most of the teams that have Tailwind won't actually bring Tailwind. So Kyogre matchups, they will forfeit the Tornadus slot and they'll bring something else. which is pretty good for Rillaboom in that sense because, you know, now you're not at threat of Hurricane, but it means that Zapdos will almost always outspeed the Kyogres and be able to chip it down. The reason for Rocky Helmet is that outside of Gastrodon, if Gastrodon drops at any point, you automatically lose this team to Urshifu Rapid-Strike. And so Thunderbolt, even into the bulky variants, with 2 strikes of Rapid-Strike will KO it. So you Thunderbolt, and they hit your Zapdos, 2 attacks, it'll drop. So that's the main reason for that, and it also covers for the Focus Sash variant, because if you're going for T-Bolt, it's going to kill, and then they're gonna hit you, and they're going to take the Rocky Helmet.
Nice. Now, the Gastrodon...
So yeah.
Nice. I almost thought the Gastrodon was like to an EV bump, but it's not quite. So you have quite a bit of special attack there. More. I think the bump is like 68 or 60. So what is this? What is this for?
Yeah, this is for Landorus. So Landorus, Landoruses with Rock Slide are a big problem for this team, and so that special attack is a guaranteed KO with Ice Beam.
Okay.
Ice Beam and Earth Power, like no water coverage, but you'll find that Stab Earth Power will do the job a lot of the time, where you would be wanting to go for Scald. And if it's a Grass type, then you've got Ice Beam, right? The defense. So this Gastro probably had the most. So from the start of the team through to where it is now, had the most changes to its EV spreads. I'm actually super proud of this. It doesn't look super complicated, but so the special attack is for Landorus. I know that that's a big weakness to the team, but this Gastro will survive. So picture this, right? So you have Gastrodon on the field, and they have an Urshifu Rapid-Strike, and they have something else, right? And you've got Ho on the field. Say it's Zacian, Urshifu Rapid-Strike versus Ho and Gastrodon. The Zacian wants to play super passively because it doesn't want to eat a Sacred Fire, and the Urshifu really wants to focus the Ho with Rapid Strike. With Surging Strikes, but the Gastrodon's there. So what do they want to do? They want to focus the Gastrodon with the Urshifu, and so they'll just CC that slot almost every time.
Yep.
And CC does pretty well into the team in general. So this EV spread with Citrus will guarantee mean that you survive 3 close combats. So you take one, you get your Citrus proc, you take another one, and you survive.
Yep.
So that means that you really have 3 turns to do whatever you want with Ho, specifically Brave Bird, the Urshifu Rapid-Strike, to remove that biggest threat to the team. So that's the main reason for the spread. It doesn't look super complicated, but it really does a lot for the team, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Gastrodon overall is just really, really strong, especially against those Urshifu Rapid-Strikes, which are the more preferred Urshifu in Series 10. You don't see the Dark one as much anymore. And the Obstagoon and the Aegislash, they have relatively standard EV spreads, but I would like to point that the Rillaboom EV spread is the exact same EV spread as the Cloverbell's Rillaboom. All right.
Yes, it's best Rillaboom for sure. Whenever I figured out, I think I might have figured out this Rillaboom with like the Australian World Cup team. I haven't changed this thing. That it's just so good. You speed creep almost every other Rillaboom in the format. Like you're outspeeding Serenas. And you're hitting your benchmarks for KOing Tapu Finis and Kyogres, so it's just so good. Exactly.
You see, you guys thought I was fibbing? I told you the Rillaboom spread was good since July. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good. Now, let's go into the rental code section where you too can try Luigi's Ho-Oh Obstagoon squad. Alright, and there it is, guys. There is Luigi's super cool Obstagoon Aegislash Ho-Oh squad. Luigi, just in hindsight after the World Cup and the recent Nino tour, is there anything that you would change about the squad currently?
So I think I'm happy with a lot of the pieces. Zapdos, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, has some of the biggest flexibility. It depends on the meta. I think that Life Orb max special attack Zapdos is really good because it really patches up your Kyogre matchup even further, but it really can sway your Urshifu Rapid-Strike matchup if you don't have Rocky Helmet. And I think a reason right now that it could be good for the viewers to swap to Life Orb is because Zacian's running Play Rough now, and so Zapdos isn't as good of a Zacian answer as it once was. If they were to swap back to Substitute or Swords Dance, and you're seeing a lot of Focus Sash Urshifu, then Rocky Helmet is really good. If you're seeing the bulky variants of Urshifu, you're seeing a lot of Kyogre, you're seeing Zacian with Play Rough, just go max special attack with Life Orb. It'll definitely brighten your day a bit.
All right, thank you for that advice. And before we send you off, Luigi, can you tell the viewers where they can find you?
Yep, so you can find me on Twitter at Luigi_Os. You'll find links to like my Twitch and stuff and YouTube that are semi-inactive right now, but as I'm pulling like some more strong performances in Pokemon and getting a bit more confident, I'd be pretty keen to start looking into content creation. So yeah, start there.
All right, we'll plug his socials in the video description below. Luigi, once again, thanks for joining us. And for those watching, we'll be back with another Series 10 team. Peace out.